Well, hello there, book bosses. I am so excited to be doing this video today because I have found a profitable niche on Amazon. Honestly, it is like finding gold. Remember the people who used to sift for gold? That's how it feels when you find a profitable niche on Amazon. So my name's Abbie Cornall. For those of you who don't know me, I am the creator and founder of Book Boss. We have got an awesome low ticket coaching academy called the Book Boss Wonderland Academy. It really is Wonderland in there. I teach step by step how to create these kinds of simple books and turn them into monthly recurring royalties and profits. So if you want to check that out, it's in the link below. But in this video, I'm literally going to be walking you through how I just created my book over the last few days. I've just got some finishing touches to add to it, but I thought whilst it is fresh in my mind, I would tell you about this niche. I'll show you it. I'll show you step by step how I have created this book, and I'm literally going to be publishing it in a couple of hours after creating this video. So let's dive into it. So how did I come across this? Do you know what? I can't remember. I can't remember how I came across this niche, but I've been creating word search puzzle books for a while now, and I've also been creating colouring books, and I just recently did a colouring book course inside the academy. So I thought, what would happen if we did a word search that also had colouring pages? There's nothing to stop us doing that. So I then searched word search colouring pages, or word search colouring book. That's what I searched. And some books came up. And what is so exciting here, I will show you. I'll share my screen in a minute and show you. What's so exciting about it is there's not many people creating books like this. So it's an untapped niche. And nearly every book that people have published that is decent, that's got a decent cover, that's decent quality, is making money, is making profits. And what's even more exciting is people who are new publishers who are publishing here right now, this month and last month, are making income, are making sales. And as we know on Amazon, it's really, really difficult. Well, it is difficult to make sales without actually running ads at the same time. We usually have to boost our sales depending on what book you're creating. Don't quote me on this. If you're creating a simple book like the books that I help you create behind me, it is usually beneficial to also run ads, providing you have got a cracking niche title and an amazing book cover. So there are some caveats to that. But what's great about these books is people are publishing them in July 2025, August 2025, and they're making profits. A lot of these books are making $300 to $400 per month. Yes, it's not, groundbreaking income, but imagine if you could create a series of 5 or maybe 10 of these books. You're going to definitely capture some of those sales and some of that market. So it's a great base on which to start your book publishing empire. That's what we want to create. We want to create financial freedom and a book publishing empire that can give us passive income month on month on month. We can travel, we can not worry about our bills, they're all paid for. So this is what we do in Book Boss. Right, I'm going to share my screen and share with you the juice and the sauce of what is awesome about this. I'm just checking that I've not got burger all over my face. I've just had a Wagyu burger. It was actually a lean one. I'm trying to eat healthy. Right, sharing my screen now. So I'll show you the book that I've created. So this is it. And I might still make some tweaks. Like I don't feel confident with those letters at the top. I feel like I need to maybe flick that bottom of the page there and just show some of the letters to just double check that people know it is a word search colouring book. So this is a word search colouring book. I've gone with the trending topic of true crimes. As you've seen, most of you watching this video, you've probably seen all the colouring books out there that are like serial killer, cute colouring books, cute serial killer, cute crimes, silly crimes, funny crimes, goofy crimes. All that kind of thing is trending right now in colouring books. But there's this new little niche coming through, which is a colouring book word search. And actually, it's great because I've created loads and loads of word search puzzle books. and I've done like 3,000 words, and I've had to have, I can't remember how many pages to my book, and 20 words per puzzle. So it has been a lot of work creating those word search books, which are profitable, but these are great because they're fun to create. You can also create images using AI tools. Yes, we use AI tools ethically and sensibly in BookBoss, and create amazing products. And also you can do word search puzzles that just have 5 words. You don't need to have the 20 words. So just walking you through my book here, this is the title page. I recommend, if you're going to create a word search colouring book, that you buy one first so that you can hold it and see it, flick through it, see what kinds of things they've put on each page. Is there a blank page in between? What have they put on the first few pages? You don't want to copy it, you just want to do your version of that. And what have they put at the end of the book? But just showing you here, I've got my title page. We've got the how to use before you start, all about me and my brand. And then we've got, that you can get a free gift and scan the QR code and all of that stuff. If you've not got that stuff, if you've not got a freebie, if you've not got a QR code, I just created one in Canva. You just go to apps and QR code. But don't worry about this page if you haven't got those things. Just get your book done and published and out of the gate. You can do these things and add these pages to your books later on. Don't let this stop you from moving forwards. Then we've got This Book Belongs To, with a little cute image. And this is where I then dived into my book. So I've got then a blank page. Then I've got a story, and this is a real life story of a silly crime. There are all sorts of silly crimes, like, a guy who robbed a family, and then he saw that there was a bottle of vodka. He decided to drink the vodka, and then he felt sleepy. He went into the bedroom, he fell asleep, and then the family came home, basically saw him in the bed like Goldilocks, and called the police, and there he was caught, not red-handed, he was caught actually asleep in their bed like Goldilocks. And we've got lots and lots of funny stories like this. So this is why I've called it real silly crimes. They're real life crimes that have been committed like over the last 5 to 10 years. So we've got the names of the people who have committed those crimes. They're out in the public domain. And then I've done a cute little word search puzzle like this. Here's one as well. This is a robber who hid in the house. He genuinely thought that he couldn't be arrested for burglary because it wasn't night time. So that's why he thought he couldn't get caught by the police. And the police obviously caught him. It was complete daylight. There's the sunshine, and arrested him, and he got caught. And then there's this guy, Darren. He went to burgle a house. I won't tell you all these stories, just this last one. He went to burgle a house that had already been robbed that morning, and the police were already in the living room dealing with the crime that had been committed in that morning. And he turned up with his truncheon and with all his, gear covering his face and his balaclava and whatnot, and the police were able to just catch him as he broke in right in front of their faces. So that was really funny. So there's the little images that I've created with AI, and that's the word search puzzle. I asked AI to come up with 5 words for me that were prominent in that particular story, and I'm making sure I've got different words for all the different stories. So that's how I've decided to structure this book. You can structure your book however you want to. You might not want the stories, you might just want the colouring pages. And obviously I'm going to put the words on the page before it, the words that they have to find, because I've not quite finished this book, so I've just got another couple of hours to do on it before it then gets to publish. So let me talk to you about profitability. So I use as you know, I use a Chrome extension called Kip Scout. So what we do is we go over to Amazon.com. Ideally, you would do this in an incognito window. And if you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. You could Google it, look it up on YouTube, or just use your normal browser. Amazon.com. Then we go to Word Search Colouring Book. And then all these word search colouring books will then come up in the feed. And then there'll be other pages, one, two, three. I think there's about 100 of these books at the time of me recording this video have been published. A lot of them, a high percentage of those are profitable. And the ones that are not, honestly, they just haven't got a good book cover. That's as far as it goes. It's as easy as that. You just need a good book cover. With AI tools the way they are now, there's no excuse for having crappy book covers. So let's have a look at these top ones. Are very cute and girly. They are matching the top selling colouring books, aren't they? They're cute, cozy, comfy sort of vibe. Excuse me. And yeah, they're making about $500 to $600 a month now. But now that this niche is a niche and there's more people publishing, so more people are going to see these books, more people are going to buy these books, and it's going to sort of create a flurry of sales, even with new publishers coming into this niche. That's my prediction. I'm 95% sure that that is what is going to happen over the next 12 months. So this is a niche for you to get into right now, is what I'm saying. And the other important thing is if we go down here, like we can see roughly how much this is making per month. This is not, exact. And it might be old data, it might even be inaccurate data. But what we can be sure of is that they've all got a BSR, they've got a ranking. We can actually look at the BSR ranking and we could input it into Amazon's BSR what is it? Royalty calculator, Amazon royalty calculator. You could Google that and you can put in the details of each of these books and see the income yourself, and it will be roundabout right. The important thing to note here is that these books, if I just get rid of Kip Scout now, another important thing to note is they're not running ads. This is exciting, isn't it? They're not having to spend money on ads in order to generate income from these books in this new niche. So that's what we want. We want books that have just been published over the past 6 months, that are creating royalties, that are getting income, and that don't require you to pay for ads. So this is a perfect niche. I got excited about the monochrome niche the other week, but actually when I came to create a monochrome colouring book, it was a lot harder than I anticipated. And I thought, you know what, I can create these books like this a lot quicker, a lot faster, and have a lot more of a good time than creating some black and white nonsense using God knows what software tools that I wouldn't have needed, like Adobe, things that I just don't know how to use. So my main point is that you look here at what is the publishing date. We've got May 25, we've got July 25, we've got September 25, very recent, me making this video. May 25, September 25, September 25, August 24, June 25, July 25, they're all profitable in page 1 of this profitability of this niche. And, they're making money. They're making $300 to $500 per book. If you add that up, if you publish 5 books, 10 books, providing you've got a great book cover and you've got an amazing book coach, hint, hint, you'll make passive income from this niche. You've got to get onto it. It's not going to take you a long time. My book has literally took me 2 days to create it. Most colouring books and word search books, they usually take about a month. A word search book usually takes me about a week, a proper big one. So this book can be cracked out within a couple of days. If you're brand new to this, these are new tools. I would give yourself, 3 or 4 days, maybe give yourself a whole week to create your first one, and then maybe 2 to 3 days after that, or 3 days, whatever. Anyway, so the first thing you do is you decide what is your book going to be. I decided on this one. It looks different to those ones that are creating the most income. It does look very different. It will look different in the feed when people search, word search colouring books. Will it work? Will it not? It's a bit of a test, to be honest with you. My next one is going to be more comfy, cozy, your traditional what's trending now style. But I went for this because it is coming up to Halloween, And all the sort of serial killer crime colouring books are doing really well right now. So that's why I've gone for this, but it is a test. So don't be looking on Amazon and thinking, oh, this book isn't making any money, so Abbie Cornall doesn't know what she's on about. This is a test, and my next word search colouring book will probably be your comfy, cozy style. Now, how to decide, let me eyeball you for this one, how to decide what book you're going to create. Don't create something massively obscure. This is a new niche. It's untapped, so you might as well create the books that are doing well in the sister niches or the brother niches. The sister niche to this niche is colouring books, because this is a colouring book word search or a word search colouring book. So the sister niche is colouring books, and the other sister niche is word search puzzle books. So all you need to do is go onto Amazon and type word search puzzle book and see what types of books are selling. What types of books come on page 1, 2, and 3 when you type that search. Do the same with colouring books. Colouring book. Look at page 1, 2, and 3, what is selling. So if it's gardening, if it's Bible verses, is it nostalgia? Is it um cozy animals? Is, what are these top trending niches when you type colouring book and when you type word search book? And you can think, okay, I'm going to do a Bible word search colouring book. I'm going to do a, whatever else is trending at the top. In fact, let's do it now. Let's do it so that, you can't say I didn't show you. Right, I want to share my screen. Right, come on. Let's just do that briefly. Because you do not need paid tools to do this proper research. People think, they need all these keyword research tools. I've got Kip Scout there. It's free. It's a free Chrome extension, and you do not need paid tools to do proper research. So if we go to Amazon here, if we just type colouring book to get some ideas for our word search colouring book. Spooky, cute word search colouring book. Oh my goodness me, with your little ghosts and your little haunted scenes. That would be amazing. I feel like I've got to do that one next over the weekend. Little spooky. I mean, you don't want to, copy their titles, but Little Spooky, they can't have trademarked that, can they? So, Little Spooky word search colouring book. These are the top ones that are coming up. Bestseller. Hint, hint, hint. Do something like this. And actually, you've probably missed the boat for Halloween, so I wouldn't bother with that. But Fantasy World, word search colouring book. Then we go stress relief, word search colouring book. Cozy Friends, word search colouring book. Maybe Little Corner. It's probably not. That's probably they've done well with that book because they're already a big brand. I wouldn't bother with that one. Cozy Girl Season. That looks cute, doesn't it? It looks more autumnal. So maybe we've kind of missed the boat with that one until we get to next year. So maybe don't bother with that one. Girl Moments, word search colouring book. I'm not feeling that. Are you? Would you want to really, are you compelled to search for words just to do with random girl moments? My opinion on that one is it's probably not the best one. Anatomy, no, because you're going to need long words, aren't you, for that one? So that's a no-go. Um, Big Book of Animals, probably no. Huga, however you say that word, that would be a good one to do as a word search colouring book. This is the one I've gone with, like cutest serial killers. I've gone with cute crimes because it's coming up to Halloween. So I've gone with that one. And then you can look on page 2 and page 3, and self-love, that's a good one. Spooky cutie, it's obviously coming up to Halloween. Relaxation is trending right now. Relaxation word search colouring book, brilliant. Boom, you're done. Mindfulness word search colouring book, boom, that is a trending niche even in the word search arena as well. Ocean scene word search colouring book, brilliant, brilliant. You could have cute little ocean animals. It is all in your book covers, guys. You must use AI tools to create your book covers. Cozy cutie, stress relief. Anyway, reverse. Well, we wouldn't want to do that. But you could do mermaids. So many ideas, and you just pick one and ride with it. As long as it's showing up in your bestsellers, on colouring books or on word search books. Let's just have a look at word search. Word search book. We go down here. These are all the general ones, like 5,000 words. So we've got autumn again. We've got Halloween. Can you see that it's very similar to the colouring books? We've also got Bible. That would be a great one to do word search colouring book on. Mindfulness, we already visited that niche, didn't we? We're seeing the same things over and over again. Stress relief, relaxation, calmness, Christmas, cozy Christmas, word search, colouring book. This is a brilliant one to be doing as we enter the Christmas season. There are so many ideas. FBI, crime scene investigation, fall on Halloween, mindfulness, Bible, cozy winter. Cabin fever. I'm getting too excited because there's too many ideas and I want to already move on to my next one. But I need to finish with this one before I move on to the next one. Right. So, how do we create it? Get a notepad and get a pen. I'm just gonna just do some what is it? Elevator music while you get a notepad and pen because you can write the steps down. I'm gonna tell you the steps now verbally, and then I'm just gonna show you what I did so you can see, and you can screenshot my settings as well. Right, so go and get a notepad and pen. Da, 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 da. Just pause me here. Da, 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 da. Right, so you've got a notepad and pen. So the first thing you want to do is decide on your niche and do that research that I just showed you to make sure that you are creating a word search colouring book that is in demand. People want the Bible ones, they want the mindfulness ones, the stress relief, the relaxation, the fall, the Christmas, the cozy animals. They want the serial killers. Well, maybe not so much the serial killers, but I wanted to do that crime one for Halloween. So make sure, step one, that you are creating a book that has the demand, that has the traffic already coming to those trending topics. Yeah, tick. Have I done that? Tick. Yes or no? Or have I gone down a route of I want to do organic vegetables? You know, I love organic vegetables, but it's not a trending niche. We cannot see evidence that that is a trending niche in the colouring books or the word search books, okay? So make sure you're doing a trending topic or a trending niche. Maybe, you know, you could look at other trends that are going on out there, but just stick with colouring books and word search books for now. That's step one. Step two is that you are going to need to open Canva. I create all my book interiors in Canva and I create my book covers in Canva as well. So you're going to need a Canva account and you can do it with a free one. You don't need a paid one. I've got a paid one. I just find it easier. I can do background removal. You know, I can do the eraser tool, those things like that. You know, and I've got the income coming in from all my books. I've only been doing this for what, 6 months. You know, I'm not one of these gurus who's like, oh, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've been doing this for 6 months. I'm already getting over 2K a month. It's not groundbreaking money, but it's going up month on month on month. I think this is the best business I have ever done by far. This is serious. This is brilliant. It's brilliant for introverts. There's so many good things about it. I can't even tell you. But yeah, so make sure you've decided on your niche. Make sure you've decided on your book title. You need a book title. Make sure you've got a Canva account and you open a square document, 8.5 by 8.5 inches. So that's what you want to open. I'll show you mine in a minute. And then the next thing you want to do is create a list of words. I will show you that document in a minute as well. But you're going to need your words for your word search. And all you need to have is 5 words per puzzle because it's a colouring book one. You don't want it full of like 20 words per puzzle because it's going to be too tiny. It's not going to be fun to colour in those letters, okay? So you want to create your words list. I use ChatGPT to help me to create the words list. I said, please can you tell me the top 30 silly, goofy crimes that are real, that have really happened, and tell me them in a short form in 150 to 200 words. And it came up with a list of 30 true, goofy, silly crimes. And then it came up with, 200 words to describe each crime. And then I copied and pasted each story back into ChatGPT to get and asked it to give me 5 words, 4 to 7 letters in length. Otherwise, it will come up with words that are like 2 and 3 letters, and you don't want that. So then it came up with all my 5 words. I copied and pasted each story back and said, can you give me 5 words for this one? Give me 5 words for that one. Give me 5 unique words. And then I was saying, can you make sure these are unique words that we've not used before? Ideally, you don't want jail as a word all throughout your book, or police, you don't want the same words all the way throughout your book. So you've got your words, then you've got a spreadsheet document with all your words. You did it with ChatGPT. You're going to be creating your word search, and you're going to be creating your cover also using ChatGPT. So I'm going to share my screen. So the steps after that are to create your puzzles, to create your images to go with each puzzle, and then to put the whole thing together like a piece of artwork in Canva. So I'll show you how I did that as well. I'm just sharing my screen. Sorry guys if I've gone a bit quiet there. Right, so the cover is really important. This is a test cover. I'm not going to say that I'm going to make millions with this. It really is a test. I wanted it to be bright and to stand out in that comfy, cozy colouring book word search feed, And if it does well, I might do a series of crime ones to go with this. I might do like 6 books that are all sort of different crimes. I might do a serial killer one. Who knows? We just see how a book goes, and then we expand on it. If it does well, we add in another book. We make it into a series. So this cover here, I did using AI tools, and I used a tool called Nano Banana. And you want to write this down on your notebook. It is aistudio.google.com. And Nano Banana came up with, I'll show you what it came up with. It did this for me. So that was the initial image. I asked it for a cat. I asked it for a dead animal actually next to it. It ended up being a dead dog to start with. But when I put it into my academy students very nicely said, Abbie, we don't want to see a dead dog on a book cover. And I was like, fair enough, okay. And then I changed it to this little robber here. So I'll just show you that. I got the little robber done again on AI using AI. So I put in a prompt, cute, cozy bathroom, bright colours. I said I want pink, I want blue, I want purple, showing a bath with a dead body, with a cat holding champagne, looking pleased with herself in a pool of blood with a knife. So I basically described this scene that I wanted it to do, and I did that over and over and over again just to get the one that I liked the best. I chose this one because I like the colour palette. I really like the aqua with the purple and the red and the pink, and then the white bathroom furniture. And so I wanted this one, but obviously we can see a lot of flaws because it's AI. I didn't want a champagne bottle in the bath, and certainly not a toothbrush or here. That's very random. I didn't really want this lettering on the wall. I didn't like the cat's eyes. They are quite cute, but they're not quite right. And the knife doesn't really look like a knife. So what I did was I imported it into Canva. So just let me duplicate this page. I imported it into Canva. I had all sorts of different ones as well that it did, if you can possibly see that. Come on, Canva. It's not letting me show you, is it? Just one second. It's basically because I've got too many tabs open. Right, here we go. So it did a lot of other good ones as well. I like the colour palette on this one. So I just imported all the ones that it did. Let's go back down here. This is straight from Nano Banana of my prompts. You know, And aren't they brilliant? Isn't that absolutely brilliant? In fact, maybe I should have used that one. I don't know. But we don't want the writing, you see. And we don't want this bit at the bottom, crime moments, crime fun and colouring, crime scene. We don't want those things on there. We want to put our own on there. I'll show you this one as well. So that was quite nice as well. But I didn't really like the cat and I didn't really like the dog. So anyway, I do like the colour, but would it stand out in a thumbnail feed? I wasn't sure about that. And I really do like that one. So I could have used that one. I'm not sure why I didn't use that one actually. I think it was because there was no dead body in the bath. But that could be a good one maybe for my next book. So anyway, I wanted to show you all the things that AI came up with. And so then this is what happened. I ended up changing the cat's face. Can you see I've put her own face there from Canva. I've added some bows to her head to make her look innocent. And can you see there was some issues with the taps. When we go back to the original image from AI, the taps here look like AI. They are flawed. I didn't want the champagne bottle. I didn't like the cat's eyes. I didn't like the cat's feet. Cats don't have feet, they have paws. So I kind of hid those things using Canva elements. So I added the crime scene banners, whatever this is called, tape, cordon, to hide those feet so that it looks like she's got paws. I changed her eyes, which I didn't like. And then I added a robber. I just asked ChatGPT to create me a cute robber. I might have asked, yeah, I don't think I asked Nano Banana. I think I asked ChatGPT to do that one for me. And then I added some blood-stained handprints. I added some blood over the bath. I added this sticker here, 150 word find, 30 true crimes. I added this banner to the top instead of these words I didn't want. Doesn't make sense. I made it bigger so it's easier to read in the Amazon feed. So I made quite a lot of edits, haven't I, to the original AI image. Edits that anybody could add. And, you know, if you don't know how to add a little robber in the bath, you would just say, please remove the champagne bottle and add a robber. You can ask AI to do one tweak like that at a time, and it should do that for you. So that's my cover. Like I say, I'd still need to make some tweaks. I'm not happy with these letters, and maybe they need to be down here. I'll show you the one I mean. Wordsearch colouring book. So I might do it like what a couple of these have done. Can you see they've done the corner there to show the words? That shows the words and the word search underneath. So I might do that. Right, so what we do now we've done our cover, we've used Nano Banana, and you can also use inside ChatGPT, you go to explore here on the left, and you can use a little app called Colouring Pages. And for a book cover, you can use another app here called DALL-E. DALL-E is designed to do graphics and images. So you can, test different AI tools. Test Nano Banana, the Google AI Studio, just to show you actually what that looks like when you log in. You go to aistudio.google.com and it will come to this page here. It's free. And you go here, try Nano Banana, and you just click on that. And then you just type your prompt right there. So it's super simple. And then in ChatGPT, just to show you that, ChatGPT, if we want to do a book cover, we would go here to explore and we would find DALL-E. Here, DALL-E is the one that I use for covers. Then we got colouring pages. I use that and it's brilliant for the colouring page interiors, because even if you just use ChatGPT on its own, it will be kind of grayscale. So this is what ChatGPT looks like when it's trying to do a colouring page in ChatGPT. But as soon as you go to the GPT called colouring pages, this is the output that you then get. It's brilliant. I asked it to get rid of the dark there, and it created that for me. And all the other ones have been absolutely great to go into my colouring book. Really nice little colouring images to go into it there. So that's brilliant. So I'll not stop share. I would normally, but it's just a bit slow today. So what do we need to do next? We've done our cover. It's 8.5 inches by 8.5 inches. We've done the cover. We will need to do the back cover before we publish it, and you can look on Amazon.com, you know, how to do a front and back cover for paperback. You can search that on YouTube. That's a separate training really to do the front and back cover. You can come and join our BookBass Academy for the cost of a latte, and you'll get the training inside the classroom there. So whatever you want to do, that's really, really easy. But I just import this image back into AI and I say, please create me a back cover for this image. And what you need the training on is actually what size image you need to create for your book cover. So if I can just show you one. So this is another book cover that I've created. So this is what an actual book cover looks like before you upload it onto Amazon. You've got the front cover on the right hand side and you've got the back cover on the left hand side, and then you've got the spine in the middle. But how to do that and how to create the spine and how to know exactly what size it is, width and height, you do need training on that. So like I say, you can look it up on YouTube, Google, or come to BookBoss because it is so low priced, and you'll get you know, loads of support with everything else that you're doing as well. So that is that. So that's just the front cover for now, and I usually do the front cover first, then I'll do the front and back cover just before I publish. So then I asked ChatGPT to tell me the stories of the real life true crime stories in 150 to 200 words, and I've added that into my book here on all these pages. I've then added a blank page after those stories. Then the next page, that is going to be my words. So if we can just imagine word, I'm going to put my 5 words here. It'll look something like this, but hopefully just slightly more pretty. It's going to just look like that, the words that we're searching for. And then the next page is the actual colouring page. And the back of the colouring page is blank because we want it to be able to bleed through. So if you put writing on the back page, you'll see with all colouring books, the page behind the colouring page is blank so that it allows it to bleed through. So the next thing we want to do is create our word search puzzles. So this is what a word search puzzle will look like once we've created it. Just like that, dead easy, dead simple, and all the words are actually in here. I don't know if you want to try and find one, but it's probably something to do with the crime. And we've also got the solutions pages as well. So we also create the solutions pages, and that's what they look like. So we've got all the puzzles on all the pages, and we have got, if I show you, all the solutions at the back. All right. So what I did with the word search puzzles is I opened up the solutions. Just get rid of these to show you what I mean. I got the solution to each puzzle. So this is my solution to the back one. Beef, bun, grill, meat, dine was to do with this hamburger heist, which is my last puzzle. And what I wanted to do is I want to see where can I put some cute images for people to colour. So what I've done is I've got an element here. I've got the square. And I've said, okay, I can put an image all the way down to there. And I could potentially put an image all the way to T. Is it all the way to TT? Yep. And I could potentially put an image also. JHWL there. So can you see if I position that to the front? So I'm just seeing where I could potentially put my colouring images. And they could be here, here, here. I'm not going to fill all of those squares with images. I'm just seeing where it could go so that I don't impinge on the words there. There's the word dine. Well, there's the word bun. I'm actually not happy with the word bun. I want 4 letters really. What's the grill is going backwards there. We've got beef. Oh, just double check that. We've got beef here, and then we've got meat there at the bottom. So that's what I did with all of them. So I've done that just so that I know where I'm putting my images. And I'm just going to delete that page because I don't need it. And then so that has enabled me. I've just got another 15 images to do. That enabled me then to be able to put these cute little images from ChatGPT colouring pages in the right place, just here. Excuse me. Yeah, here's another one. So that was a story about a guy who robbed a car, but then he changed the oil to do a good deed for the person who had the car. So that's a very funny story. Anyway, I get caught up in these funny stories. So how do we create the images? Very easy in ChatGPT, coloring page generator. That's generated all of my images. It is absolutely brilliant. As you can see, I wasn't happy with a head being on the floor, so I asked it to regenerate. I wasn't happy with that being dark, so I asked it to make it all light. So it is doing what I'm asking it to do, the changes and the tweaks. So it is brilliant. I asked for a page of swag. This one, he robbed a bank. I didn't want the pills or the chair or the cup, but what I did was I just got rid of those in Canva. I just put, a rectangle over it just to cover it, a white one. It just covered it all. It's a bit like an eraser, so I did a bit of a cheat with that. So that is how to do the images, and you just import them back into your Canva file here using the upload button, and all the images there I've imported for all my puzzles. And then how to do the actual puzzles themselves. Well, that is inside a little tool called BookBolt. Here we go. So BookBolt, all you do is project, new project, you follow the instructions, and if I show you the settings, so if I just do view, what projects am I on here? That's not the right one, is it? Let's have a look. What's going on? I'm not on the right project. La 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 la. Create BookBolt Studio. It's because I was showing people how to use the keyword tools on training that I've just done. So here we go. Here's my colouring book one. So each page looks like this. And all I've done to create this is simply upload a spreadsheet. So I've got a spreadsheet with my 5 words on. My 5 words correspond to each crime story. But you could just have 5 words, ocean scene, 5 words about octopus, 5 words about fish, 5 words about corals, 5 words about dolphins and sharks. You can, if you're doing an ocean scene, cute colouring word search book, you just need 5 words for each little theme that you're doing on that page. And then you just need 30 sets of 5 words. And this is exactly how your spreadsheet is going to look. Then what we're going to do is go File, Download as a CSV file. That's the important thing here. It must be a CSV. So that's the file that you need to save, because that's the file that we upload into BookBolt. Then you want to go to page template and simply go to word search puzzle, word search standard, and then you're gonna just click the boxes that you want your puzzle to be on. So I've clicked the first 30. Let's just do that. So just imagine that all these are blank because they've not got the puzzle on yet for you. They're going to be blank. So choose 30, go continue to options, and this is where we want to put our settings. You want to change this to 5 puzzles, 5 words per puzzle. Decide if you want reverse words or not. How many puzzles per page? 1. Letters and fonts. Now I've downloaded a font from a place called 1001 Fonts. It's a free font and it is called Acadillan Plain. Acadillan Plain, and it's free. And you just go to 1001 Fonts. You don't have to register, nothing. You search outline fonts and it come up with this one, and just download the TTF file onto your PC. Then you're going to upload that into BookBolt here. So where it says fonts, all the fonts inside BookBolt are not for colouring in. So we need to upload our font. Just simply click on upload TTF, and I've uploaded Acadillan. Open. I also found one called Heavy Jack Shadow. In fact, I think I've used Heavy Jack Shadow for this crime one, and I would use the Acadillan Open if I was doing like an ocean one or a cute one or a comfy cozy one. So those are all your settings. You might want to screenshot that, screenshot your solution settings here. I won't go into each one. It's boring, honestly. But most of them are default settings. You don't have to change a lot of them. I got rid of the border around the whole word search, so but it's not that important. Font for your solutions, again, I've just added that font that I've uploaded. I'm not bothered with a title because actually I'm going to import all of these images over into my Canva document. So BookBolt is a paid tool, but as you can see, if you're making $300, $400 a month from these books and you're able to pump these out over a period of 2 to 3 days each, then it's well worth a very, very low investment into BookBolt. BookBolt also helps you do keyword research, niche research. It shows you the best sellers. It shows you how many books they're selling per month. I don't actually have an affiliate code for it. I keep meaning to get one, so you might want to check out below this video just in case I manage to find it. At the moment I've not got it, but it's really, really worth you using this software to generate immediate automatic puzzles. So this is where you upload your document here. You upload your CSV Excel file just here. And then you go continue to solutions page and you choose the page where you want your solutions to go. Make sure it's 4 per page. So we've got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 29, 30. So you know that you need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages and then go submit. And when you go submit, hopefully it'll do a little spinny thing and you'll get a yoga icon coming up that's hugging herself. Or it'll come up with some errors. And the only possible errors is if you haven't started your spreadsheet in the top left-hand cell, and if you haven't left a gap in between your sets of lists, or if your lists are like six words long and you've asked BookBolt to do 5 words, it's going to be like, what's going on with this spreadsheet? So just make sure your spreadsheet is definitely 5 words, and in your settings for your book you've said I want 5 words per puzzle, and make sure there's a gap in between each set of 5 words. You might do 6 words, you might do 7, you might do a word search puzzle book, you might have 20 words per puzzle. That's up to you, but just make sure it's set out like this. Otherwise you will get errors and you'll be like, I don't know what to do. So it's going to come up with all of your word search puzzles here that match your lists that you imported. To see them, just go to this C and I, and you can see each page. And when you want to change pages, you just click on it. Then all you do is export that to a PNG file. So you go File, Export to PNG. Then you go Page 2. File, Export to PNG. So you're saving all these pictures, all these images, you're saving them all. File, Export to PNG. I do it this way because I want to add all my photos onto it, and I'd rather do this in Canva than be faffing around with BookBolt. You can do it in BookBolt. So you want to go to BookBolt training files if you want to do it that way. I know how to use Canva. Canva's really easy. I want to also create all my front pages and my back pages, you know, and I just found it a lot easier to do that in Canva. And it just doesn't look great, does it, right now as just a plain page. So I do that even with the solutions. I go File, Export to PNG. So I do that with all 38 pages. Bit of a pain in the ass, but just, you know, put some music on, watch Married at First Sight, whatever it is that you do. You could just, this is one of those things that just takes about, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour to do the whole thing. Then you go to your main file where you're creating your book, and you simply go Upload Files, and all of those, let me see, all of those word search puzzles that you've just created, you just click on each one and open it up. And then the tricky thing is to make sure you're putting your word search puzzles in the right order. So just cross-reference it with your spreadsheet. So stick, gear, drive, clutch, flee. And then here we go. We should have stick, gear. So we've got stick there. And you can look at your solutions as well to make sure you've got the right one on the right page. That's puzzle 1. Then we've got puzzle 2. And then puzzle 3, puzzle 4. And just make sure you've got them in order of your spreadsheet. Then we're going to go to AI and create images for each story. So we're just going to import each story from our ChatGPT, import the story and say, please, can you create me an image? Here's another, please, can you create me an image for this story, and create a prompt, and then it'll create a little image to go with it. And then all of these, you just click on this download button to download. Oh, here, download. Download the images. Download the images. You can, you know, get rid of things. It just kept doing alcohol bottles and pills, which was a bit annoying. But I've just got rid of it in Canva. That one, I asked it to change it. And then I got rid of this head in Canva. And so I've got images now for each of my pages. So all you do is then upload your images from AI that match each puzzle and make sure the right image goes into the right puzzle. So this is things that you're just going to get used to. The more of these puzzles that you create, you're like, oh, which is the one about the robber, you know, who changed the oil and fixed the car before he left. So just make sure that you've got it in the right one. What I did is I just put the solution here in the bottom corner of each one so that I knew which puzzle each one was. And then you just, you know, add in your images. So there we've got upload. If I show you one of these ones, so this one I haven't done yet, but say it was this image, I would then put it in this corner here. And put it in this corner, and then I would make this white to get rid of the border. So I've got a border around each puzzle as well. So you'd make this white. And this border, by the way, is from Canva. You don't have to have a border. I just thought it looked nice. And I like the way the border comes to an end in the colouring parts of it. So that's what you would do. Then you might have some swag here. Turn that to white. And then you could make that a bit smaller. You know, you could have it like that where it's just fitting somewhere and just covering a little bit rather than all of it. So I'm just going to reverse what I've done there so that I don't get confused because they're not the right images for that puzzle. Got rid of it. Okay, so you've done all of that. You've done your word search puzzles. You've done your images. You probably don't have to do stories. I'm just doing that because I'm doing a real crime one. So you probably don't need the story page. You want to make sure you put your puzzle words on the page before your puzzle. So the page before your puzzle, I thought I did a sample one. Yeah, there I did. Make sure you put your puzzle words on the page before your actual colouring page puzzle. Then make sure you've got a blank page on the back of that, and then you can do your next set of words. Your next set of words will go there, and then your next colouring page, and then the next one is blank. But you'll need to just double check that. So just before you export it to a PDF file, you want to double check, well, this is on the right hand side. This is on the left. This is blank. That's not the right page for this book. This is blank. This is the right hand side. This is the left. This is the right. This is the left. This is the right. Left, right, left, right. Brilliant. Left, right, left. No, I want that on the right. So there's an amendment that I need to make. So just double check the first page of your book is always on the right hand side. So go through your book and just make sure all your pages are in the right order that you want. All your colouring pages are on the right hand side. Then you've got a blank page on the left after your colouring page. And actually, when you upload your book onto Amazon KDP, it will give you a book viewer. So you'll be able to check through and flick through your book before you actually click publish. So you'll be able to check any amendments and stuff like that at that point. It's just a bit of a pain in the arse if you've got a few pages out of line to then go back and export and change it and re-export your PDF and import it back into KDP. So try to get it right before you actually publish. So then all we do is we go download. We've finished our book. We want to go to download. We want to go PDF print. And then pages, I don't want that page one because that's going to be a separate file. It's going to be that front and back cover is going to be a separate file for paperback. But I do want all the rest of the pages 2 to 175. And then you want to make sure it is CMYK, best for digital professional printing. And then yeah, click download. It's just because it needs to refresh, so that's why it won't download. You're going to click this download button to create a PDF file. And then you're going to go and do the same thing with your book cover. So your book cover is going to be, it's going to be your cover on this side. It's going to be the right size, so it won't be the size of this one. And then it's going to be the back page and it's going to be the spine in the middle. So that's what your book cover is going to look like, that size, not the size of the one that I'm showing you here. And then you want to also download that as a PDF CMYK file. So in absolute simplicity, you just need 2 files when you are uploading your book onto Amazon KDP. The first file will be your book interior, which will be a PDF print CMYK standard file. That will be, you know, your 100 pages, your 200 pages, whatever it is, of your word search colouring book or whatever book you're creating. That will be that file, the interior, and it will be black and white. And then you also want the cover, which will be the cover and the spine and the back cover all in one image. PDF CMYK, and you'll need to just make sure your book cover is exactly the right dimensions for your book. So you'll need to use the Amazon cover calculator for that, and then go to Canva, open up a file that is exactly that size, put the front cover of your book on the right hand side, the back cover on the left, and have a little margin in the middle. Amazon will give you a template. If you use the Amazon KDP cover calculator, just Google that, go to there, type in how many pages you want, what size your book is, and it will give you a little template that you can use in Canva that you can put over your book cover to make sure it's exactly the right size. But you do need to do a little bit of training on how to create a book cover. But remember, once you've done that training, you can use it for hundreds, if not thousands, of books that you're going to upload onto Amazon. So that was quite a long training, wasn't it? And actually, I didn't realize myself how much has gone into that book that I've created because it comes so natural to me. It's just like, oh, I'm doing a word search puzzle, all my word lists, upload. Oh, right, I've got my puzzles now. Download them as images, upload them to Canva. And, you know, the things for me that take the time are the book cover. The book cover does take me a lot of time. It takes me, well, maybe about 4 or 5 hours for a decent book cover. But all the rest of it is just quickly in ChatGPT. Please generate an image for this story. Please generate an image that shows this, this, and this. And then download it into Canva, and all of that is super, super easy. And then right at the end, making sure you've got 2 quality files, your PDF file for your book interior and your PDF file for your book cover. And it's as simple as that. And once you've gone through this process once, you'll be flying. You can do another one and another one. It's that first time that is a little bit painful because you're working out, you know, how do I do this? How do I do that? Well, you know, how do I get this font? Go to 1001fonts.com, download a free font that's got an outline that people can color in. So the little fiddly things like that are a bit painful the first time, but you can do it because if one book is going to generate you $300 a month in royalties, yeah, and then another book and another book and another book and another book, then you can change your life. You can change your life. And this is a niche that is untapped. The time to get into this niche is now, today, tonight. Start it right now. Okay, I'm going to go and I'll see you hopefully inside the Book Boss Academy. You can say, I watched your video, Abbie. You know, I've come to the Academy and I'm doing this book and I would love to help you with it. We actually have live sessions and live calls every single day of the week, and 2 of those calls are with me. So you'll actually get to be able to ask me stuff and, you know, talk about your book cover and stuff like that. Okay, so I'll see you inside there, okay? See you inside there. Bye.